Hey guys, it's me. I'm finally back with another tutorial. It's been a little while, but I've had so much going on. I've just finished university and I've been really busy with makeup, but I'm so glad to be back doing this. I feel so happy to be in front of this little camera again with all my makeup. It's so fun to have a little bit of a play. But today's tutorial is a bit of a special one because I'm going to be using my Stacey Marie and Bperfect Carnival palette. Guys, this palette is my favourite thing ever. You need to all go and get it. But it's just a really simple way you can use this. There's so many colours inside it, but today we're just going to stick to something neutral. But it's a bit of a new style of makeup, which I've gained a lot of inspiration from Stacey herself to do stuff like this. And this is probably my most requested look because every single client I do is like, oh, I just want brown and gold, or you know, just something quite bronzy, and I just know exactly what I'm going to do. There's two shades in this palette which I've used to death because I constantly create this look on people, but I've never actually done it on myself, and I really like how it turned out. So if you guys want to see how I actually created this, then just keep watching. It's super simple. There's like only a couple of products on the eyes, so like you probably have them at home anyway. Maybe like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what your makeup's like. So I am just going to start by priming my lid, so I'm going to zoom you in. We're basically just going to prime the lid with P. Louise base and my MAC 252. So as always, squeezing this onto the back of my hand. Always on this side, never on this side. This side's got pores, this side hasn't. This side absorbs all your product, this side doesn't. So I literally just flatten the brush in there. You don't ever need too much, especially if you've got like quite fluffy brows like me. I never really, like, I used to underline them, but now I line them and then I end up buffing the concealer into them anyway. And all you're going to do is grab a fluffy brush, buff those edges out. Buff on the lid just to flatten it, and then what I like to do, like I said, I always end up blending it back into my eyebrow, so just going to really gently buff the front in. The end I can leave a little bit more structured because I don't really mind, but the front I sort of buff that in, but just really gently, otherwise you're just going to like bring the concealer into the hairs and then it makes the hairs go all grey and weird. So once your base is on, you're going to go in with the first colour. So keeping with the bronzy theme, this is my MAC bronzer in Dark Tan. It's a perfect little transition colour and it gives like a really nice shadow in the crease rather than a really strong colour. And I've got a massive blending brush here. This is a Morphe M441. Got loads of that product on there. And just gently buff it into your crease. Now with something like this on all of my clients, I've been bringing it really far in and just diffuse it all the way up to the brow. I don't like to see too much concealer on the eye anymore. I like to sort of see loads of colour instead. And as you can see, I bring it quite far in this corner, but you just don't use too much colour when you get to the inner part. So then I'm going to take this palette next, which is the best palette I have ever used. Obviously I said this was my most requested look, and these two shades I always use with it, and they have literally hit pan already. I've had this like 3 or 4 weeks. It is insanely good. It's so nice. But what I'm going to do is take Basic and Rowdy, so the two brown shades, and we're just going to mix those two with just a smaller blending brush. This is a Morphe M15, just looks like this, and we're going to dip into the two of those and just go a little bit lower down in the crease and just accentuate that a little bit more. Just really, really gently doing that. You don't want to pack too much colour on because, like I said, it's almost like a little shadow. And then again, you can bring it into your inner corner again. And then back in with your previous brush. Just keep diffusing it every time. And then I'm going to grab the highlighter shade out of the palette, which is called Sinner. And this is another big Morphe, like it's a flat brush, but it's really, really dense. But it's really, really good for like sparse, like glitter. So I'm just going to grab Sinner and start placing that on the lid. And then once the majority of the colour is on the lid, I like to take it quite far in. And then take a tiny bit just on the tip of the brush. And I like to sort of just put the excess on the back of my hand so I'm not putting too much on. And just sort of blend that out into the crease. You get a really nice diffused look then. And it looks super glowy then in this area. Then I'm going to grab Queenie, which is a really nice foiled gold shadow, and stick that more at the middle and just blend those two together. This is just a really nice bright colour. And then grabbing that matte shade, just blending those edges. And now what I'm going to do is grab Rowdy, which is the super dark brown, and I'm literally just going to run this across my waterline. And now for lashes. So with something like this, you can either go really, really heavy, or you can go with like more natural. You could even just wear mascara if you wanted, but I'm obviously going to add lashes. These are literally, they came today, they're from eBay. These are really, really good for makeup artists. So if you want like some cheap lashes that are really, really nice, but you just need to stock up, these are from a seller on eBay that I recently found. And so there's 5. I think they're like £3 or £4 for the whole packet. They've got loads of different styles, but I will link these down below because these are really, really helpful for anyone that can't really afford like loads of really expensive lashes. But this is what they look like. They're really, really fluffy, and they're not too heavy, and for me that's perfect because I don't like anything too heavy on my eyes. So the lashes are on, and that's what they look like. They're really, really fluffy, really nice, not too long for me. So I'm going to move on to foundation now, just before we do the underneath of the eyes, because I like to do all the concealer and everything. I'm going to grab MAC Studio Fix in NC20. I don't know if this will be too light for me with a tan. We'll see. I'm just going to mix this actually with a bit of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation because I really like this. It's a bit darker, so give me a nicer colour, I think. And then just for the sake of it, I'm going to put some of the Revolution liquid highlighter drops on. See what that does. For concealer, I'm going to go in with the Barry M All Night Long concealer. This is also a Mama Mitchell recommendation, but I absolutely love it. And this is one of my ones that's running out, which is annoying, but I literally have like 10 of them in my kit because I'm scared of running out. I love them. And I'm going to take my Rimmel London Stay Matte powder in transparent, and then I'm just going to powder underneath my eyes. This is such a good affordable powder. Honestly, I use it on all my clients and it really airbrushes the skin, and it just makes sure that all the areas that usually get oily throughout the day, they don't so much. Like, I have really oily skin and I use this powder every single day, and ever since I've used it I've noticed my makeup lasting so much longer. Okay, so now the face is done, well, you know, some of the face is done. I'm going to grab a little pencil brush and dip into Basic, and I'm going to pop that on my lower lash line. I'm going to grab a little angled brush like this, and I'm going to use that to stamp across the bottom lash line with Rowdy, so the dark brown from the palette. And as you stamp it, just sort of fade it out at the same time. So you're sort of smudging it out as well. Then I'm just going to use the Rimmel London Scandalise pencil in nude. These are really nice for the waterline, I really like them. I'm going to do this off camera because I literally cannot look up at the same time. Right, so I've just applied some bottom mascara, but just for a little bit of a play, I'm going to use the Moony pigment out of this palette, and I'm going to pop it in my inner corner. It's almost got like a green gold reflex. I really like it. But I'm just going to pop it here. And almost blend it into the colour that's on the lid. That's pretty. So, eyes are done. Brows are basically done because I don't do anything with them these days. Just going to brush those up with some clear mascara as per. I haven't actually used the Saint highlighter to highlight my own face yet, so I'm going to try that. And that's out of the eyeshadow palette as well. And on an Morphe R, I think it's, oh it's gone, but I think it's an R41. Just going to grab that. This has got like a pink reflect in it. Oh, love that. That is so nice. So I'm going to go ahead and bronze. So that's my brush. I grab a big fluffy brush and that deep tan again. And bronze basically everywhere. Then I'm going to use my favourite blush, which is called Just a Pinch by MAC. It's a really nice like orangey peach blusher. It's got a sheen to it, so I literally just pinch my brush like that and just sort of let it hug my cheeks and my cheekbones. Bit on my nose. And then I literally just like swipe it across my forehead. So for lips, I'm going to use MAC Strip Down pencil. And then I'm going to use Peaches and Cream's new lip gloss in Sisterhood. Probably my favourite shade that they've ever brought out. It's like the perfect like peach nude. It's beautiful. finish, I'm going to set my face with the MAC Fix Plus in the gold light. So this is the finished look. I usually don't go too heavy on my own makeup because I don't think it suits me. But something like this I would definitely wear for a night out, or you know, as like for an occasion where you want to wear that little bit more makeup, you want to dress up that little bit more. But no, I really like how this turned out. And the palette I used for this today is the Stacey Marie and Bperfect Cosmetics Carnival palette. Honestly guys, if you are a makeup artist, if you're just someone who loves makeup, I could not recommend a palette enough. This has everything you could ever do in it. It's amazing, and honestly, like, I don't even think there's another palette that I would reach for anymore. If I run out of these two brown shades in the next few weeks, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But honestly, it's a brilliant palette, and this is so easy to create, but there's so much more inside here. So yeah, I think Stacey's done an amazing job with Bperfect, and yeah, go and get that palette. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed today's tutorial. It's something that's not too much and something that I would wear, and that's saying a lot. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.